I'm State Representative Rosemary Brown, and welcome to the Legislative Report. I'm joined with Amy Wardle. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay, because
yes.
I want to make sure I say that right. From the Northeast Search and Rescue.
Yes.
And we have Nexie with us.
Yes.
And I'm going to explain to the viewers that right before we came on to do the taping, there were 2 other search and rescue members and then 2 other canines that were here. So there was going to be 6 of us total, and they had to go. They got off on a call. They got pulled on a call. So Nexie's having a little bit of anxiety about going to work. Actually, wants to sort of leave the room. So we're going to try to do this taping and hope that Nexie holds in here with us. So Amy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
So we really wanted to help educate the local citizens. I went to a Northeast Search and Rescue meeting, and we had a great conversation about what you all do and the seriousness of what you provide in a service and funding and all different measures. And it proves to me even today that being here, that you were called out for a search mission as you're sitting waiting to do a taping. So talk about that even today. So as you're waiting, the alarm goes off, and the call was for, I know you can't go into extreme details,
Can't
but just
go into too many details, but we had 3 of our handlers and a couple of other canines here to do the interview. And when the pager came in to one of our assistant chiefs, he was told that there was a missing man who had been missing since about 8:30 last night, and that we were being called out to search for him. And our team will drive, depending on where they're coming from, they'll drop everything that they're doing. Some of them will be at work, some of them will be involved in family things, and they will drive, a few hours, or it might just be around the corner, to go and search for this missing person with their canines. And it will have been one of the local authorities that deployed us. So we don't self-deploy. It will have been a fire department or a police department that called on us to assist them in the search for this missing person.
So when you're called out like that, it comes from a local fire department, our 911 center. But when we say Northeast Search and Rescue, you're in the north. You're talking even New Jersey, New York, right? You can be pulled to many different states.
Absolutely. We normally serve Eastern and Central Pennsylvania. We're headquartered in Stroudsburg, of course. So we frequently serve the Poconos area and the Lehigh Valley area, but yes, we get called to all the way out to Central Pennsylvania. Sometimes we get calls from Western Pennsylvania, definitely New Jersey, New York. Throughout our history, we have been called to, we served at, in the aftermath of the World Trade Center attacks. We went to Hurricane Sandy. So we've been all over.
Right. And so as members of, how do you get involved in the search and rescue team? So the training, so how does that work?
We are all unpaid volunteers. We do not get any compensation for our services, and we don't receive any tax dollars for our organization. We rely completely on private donations and our fundraising, and frankly our own wallets to fund us. Excuse me just a minute.
I know.
Nexie, plots. Good boy.
See, Nexie really does want to go to work.
He does. He knows
He's
what's
really
going on.
almost the anxiety from the call and wanting to go out and do.
Yeah.
So so you're not paid at all.
That's correct. So to become a member of the team, it's something you really have to want to do. It's sort of, it's a real commitment, and it's more than a hobby. It's more like a lifestyle.
Right.
And you do have to be prepared to drop everything at a moment's notice. But the reward that you get is knowing that you're possibly going to save a human life, that you're going to bring a family back together. And we have members from all walks of life. So we are not I was surprised when I joined the team to find out that everybody else didn't have an EMT background or wasn't a former law enforcement officer or something like that. We have teachers and we have business people and we have moms and dads. Half our team is women. We have retirees on the team. We have people of all ages from their 20s up. Some people have been doing it just a few months and they're still in training. And then our most experienced members have been doing it for 30 years.
Right. Well, someone has to do it, and you think when you see, unfortunately, when people go missing or there's some emergency situation, sometimes you'll see a whole community come out and just do whatever they can do. But this is truly the experts who kind of know what signs to look for or things to look for as you're doing the search a little bit more so. For the training piece, I know it's probably hard to go into detail, but is there, for somebody who maybe wants to become a member of Search and Rescue, which they do need more members. So,
yes.
right? So if they wanted to become a member, how do they do that? Is the training something that is covered by the group for any cost? They have to sometimes commit a little bit of a cost or no?
Well, we will provide our members. We provide our members with
training.
With training. Our motto is always training, always on call, that others may live. So we are constantly training. We have weekly trainings. Last night we just had a class, a refresher class for our compass and navigation skills. And we train in everything from rope rescues and high angle rescues to GPS navigation, water rescue, because those are all services that we have to be able to provide. So our members are, while they're unpaid, they're basically unpaid professionals because we're so highly trained and we're training constantly. And if you wanted to become a new member, you don't need to have a dog. We have plenty of opportunities for people who don't have dogs and are interested in being canine handlers. It helps if you enjoy being outside. We spend lots of time outside in all weather. Pretty much the only time that we will retreat is in the face of lightning because that's just a safety issue. Yeah, so being outside helps. If you have outdoor experience, you'll be a bit ahead of the game. But other than that, just a willingness to help your community, to help other people. If you enjoy being active, that helps. And if you're interested in helping the team in a less active role, we have all the needs that any other nonprofit organization has. So
fundraising.
Yeah, fundraising. Right. We need bookkeepers.
Right.
We need.
Right. You can offer your services in that manner.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, I'm not so sure how much and how knowledgeable the community is of the Northeast Search and Rescue. And like you said, located here in Stroudsburg, I'll see you every once in a while, at a plaza, with the canines and maybe collecting in a can, so to speak, and trying to raise some funds. But I don't know if, the knowledge of how much it's utilized and how it's utilized. And to me, it's very much like our volunteer fire companies, that without them, we really wouldn't be able to function then we'd have to pay for a, paid force, which would be very expensive, and more taxes and more everything. So we're just blessed to have our volunteer firefighters and you as the search and rescue. So, and you're seeing more and more. Yeah, you're seeing more and more of, unfortunately, the need for missing individuals or whatever else it may be that's happening. So we've had several over the last few years, just locally and like you said, within the Lehigh Valley. So
definitely with the increase in dementia diagnoses and the increase in mental health diagnoses, and we're seeing this not just in this area but across the country, and also the uptick in with opioid addiction. We're definitely seeing more of that affecting what we do as far as what we get called out for. Right.
So that's hard. So then you have all these different aspects of even the different type of individual on the other end as you're doing the search piece. But
and that's another thing we have to
for training.
Yep, that's another thing that we have to train for is how to deal with different different subjects and what they may be dealing with.
Right. Nexie's doing well.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's doing well. He's trying. You only have a couple more minutes, Nexie. We're just going to do a little bit more.
Nexie, hey.
Now,
hey
the
guy.
canines,
Floss.
so does everyone have a canine, like you said, or they don't always, they can still do independently without the canine?
Absolutely, and not all of our team members are canine handlers.
Right.
We have team members who are technical rescue experts, so they may specialize in swiftwater and floodwater rescues. Right. They may specialize in rope and high angle rescues, so if someone has become stranded on the side of a cliff, or climbers have had an injury, we rely on those members. So not everybody has a dog, but we do have about 18 dogs on our team.
Yeah, that's a lot. I was impressed with how many you have.
And they handle a few different specialties. Not all dogs do the same thing. So just the way our team members are diverse, our dogs are diverse. We've got the kind with the pointy ears and the kind with the floppy ears.
Yeah, right. And what they are very good at, your strengths and weaknesses, just like you said, like people.
Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much. Nexie, thank you so much, because I think you're ready to run out the door.
Yes, he is. I'm
with him
sorry.
To go. No,
I'm sorry.
but thank you so much. And and if there's any questions for the viewers, please feel free to call my office regarding search and rescue. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the legislative report. The summer season is a time for relaxation and enjoyment, but not behind the wheel. I'm State Representative Rosemary Brown. Every year, hundreds of people are killed on our highways in alcohol-related accidents. Choose a designated driver before you arrive, or give a ride to a friend who has had too much to drink. When you celebrate this summer at parties or picnics, please make sure you and your friends arrive home safely. Does the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have your money? I'm State Representative Rosemary Brown. The State Treasury Department's Bureau of Unclaimed Property is looking for the owners of more than $2 billion in cash and unclaimed property, currently in the custody of the state. To find out if you or a member of your family is entitled to any unclaimed property, visit www.patreasury.gov. If you can prove ownership, the property will be returned to you free of charge. Hello and welcome to the Legislative Report. I'm State Representative Rosemary Brown, and I'm joined with Bob Cooney from Challenger Sports. Bob, very good to have you here today.
Thank you, Rosemary. It's a pleasure.
And I'm excited to tell everybody a little bit about Challenger Sports, because I went out to one of the games last year. We were just saying it's about a year ago, and time goes so fast.
It does.
But I was impressed by so much the program, and I wanted to give you the opportunity with some of our local viewers to tell them what the program's about, how it works, how they can get involved, and all the great things that you're doing. So
cool.
I'm going to let you introduce the program and just talk about how it started and when it started. I think it was in the 70s, right?
This is our 12th season,
Oh, okay.
so it's, 90s.
90s, okay.
But we actually got our start with Big Pocono Little League. They adopted the Challenger program within Little League, and that was specifically set up for kids with disabilities to be able to participate in sports. And as I was on that board, I looked, and especially being a parent of a kid with a disability, the kids, once they time out of high school and hit the magic number, they have nothing to do. So we wanted to expand the program to include everybody. So at that point, Little League hadn't done that yet. So we wanted to provide more sports, and we wanted to expand the age. So we went out and we formed our own nonprofit, and Challenger Sports came into its own. And this is our 12th season, starting with Little League, with baseball. And it's so awesome to see these kids have an opportunity to get out on the field with their peers and play ball. Having twin boys, with one of them typical and one special needs guy, RJ, Robert, whatever he's going by this week, he's always sitting on the bench watching his brother in the stands whether it be football or show choir or whatever. And I kind of thought, we should do something about that. We should, reverse roles a little bit and set it up so kids with disabilities are on the field or on the court, because we have 3 sports, and their siblings are watching from the stands with their parents. And that's kind of been my mission, my motivation over the past 12 seasons. And I think it's worked pretty well. We have some problems. I don't understand what they are, attracting participants in the program and volunteers. And I don't know, I want to say it's probably because we're not well known. Because the folks that we do get, once they see us, once they get involved with us, they love it.
Right.
And
And I know several that are in that program that love it. And that's why I was saying, it should really be known more.
Yeah, exactly. And the folks that were there at the beginning, we're still on the board now, and we're still on the field or court with the kids. And as time goes by, people's lives change a little bit. My son left for a while to do his Marine duty, and he's back, and he's happy to be involved again with Challenger Sports. He's a member of a siblings group in the Lehigh Valley, and he spoke with another sibling, and now she has started volunteering, and she drives 45 minutes just to get here to do it, And our board is a mix of parents and non-parents who just love to be involved.
Right.
But we want to get some new blood to inject some more points of view, more energy, some diversity into the program, so we can get the word out there. And
So the 3 sports that you have.
baseball, soccer, and basketball.
Great.
And we run, like baseball is in progress now, as long as it doesn't rain. Soccer we do in October, and basketball we begin in early January. Now with soccer and basketball, we've been partnered with the Pocono Mountain School District for 11 years, and they've been providing the facility for us and the kids to use, which is awesome. Because rain or shine, we can get out there and get something done. And for a while, we did a baseball clinic prior to the season. So the kids, and we found through experience that the kids start playing outside with more confidence. They're hitting right off the bat. They're not a little afraid of the ball, or they're a little more aggressive at the plate for sure. And we have some trouble with getting volunteers to put that on. And especially, I've been on the bench for a little while for medical reasons, but we're hopeful that we're going to be able to do that again next season, because it makes a big difference with the kids.
Yeah. Well, I would think that we have, a lot of people that are looking for this type of experience for their kids. And so what's the best way? How do they get in touch with you? How do they go online to register, to either become involved or to have their child become involved in one of the sports? Is there a time frame when they have to sign up for all 3, or?
No, it's an individual basis. Okay. And we have a website, which is challengersportspa.com. And it's got the registration process on there. Parents can, ask questions, and I get the email, and I'll respond back to them.
Now you're going to get all these emails. So.
That's fine. I love it. And we also have a Facebook page.
Right. Is there a cost for it?
No. We work with the neighborhood or the community, and fortunately, we've been very lucky to get sponsorship and great participation.
Nice.
I mean, some sponsors, we mentioned Jimmy's before when we were talking. Mm-hmm. Jimmy has sponsored every sport for the last 4 or 5 years. So, I mean, he's
very good. He's very involved in the community.
Awesome.
And that's Jimmy's Ice Cream.
Right.
So he's got a couple different locations now, too.
Yeah, he's up to number 5.
Yeah, number 5, Gables, Crystal Street, right?
Yeah,
Hilltop.
Jane's.
Yeah, the old Jane's,
Yeah.
the old Hilltop. So he's become the ice cream man.
Yeah. Like Conehead.
Yeah,
Right?
we call him King of the Cones. But I think that's wonderful, because he really, you need that that business, like you said, sponsorship to be involved.
Right, because, we do have overhead, we have insurance, we have
And that gives
equipment we have to
that
purchase.
gives the free price for these kids to be involved in it.
Right, there's never a cost for anything.
That's wonderful, Bob.
The only thing that we do, occasionally, we try to get the group out to like a Scranton, a Rail Riders game.
Right,
or
like
an
a field
Iron
trip.
Pigs. Sometimes we're able to finesse some complimentary tickets. Sometimes, we get them for very, very cheap prices, and we go as a group.
Right.
And the kids get to go out on the field and meet the mascot and have a blast. And, that just reinforces getting the kids outdoors, getting them involved in things. And, as my son Steve put it, when he was in high school, he would look at or junior high, he would look at the kids with special needs walking down the hallway, and they all had their head down, no eye contact, very timid. They were afraid to be bullied or made fun of. And he, from a young age, knew that that was wrong, and he wanted to do something about it. So he worked with the principal at the time. It was, I think, Mary Ellen Ross, and they started building buddies at Stroudsburg, and he was one of the charter members. And then as they went to the high school, it became Best Buddies, which is a national organization, and the teachers loved it. There's a big club now. They do a variety show every year. Of
Right.
course, my wingman over there performs every year. He's a big-time Broadway show guy.
Nice.
He's an Andrew Lloyd Webber fan extraordinaire. And so he's done
We're going to
solos.
introduce Robert in a minute, who's sitting on the side there. So we're going to introduce you in a minute, Robert.
He went to ESU, the SILS program, and he got connected with an ESU Best Buddies program. And he had the same best buddy for 3 years. And so she did a duet with him at the variety show a couple weeks ago.
Very nice.
So, we're digressing a little from Challenger Sports.
No, but it's the all-encompassing an experience.
Yeah.
And trying to make it better. And I think that's why when I went to the game and just stayed for a little bit, and watched you guys play a little bit, and then talked to you a little bit about the need for more coaches, more people to become involved, and more actual members to play the sports.
Right.
And I know that, for the viewers watching, I know that when I speak to many of the constituents, there's a lot of people interested, and there's a lot of families looking for different activities for special needs that would be positive, productive,
Yes.
fun.
Right, and something to do post-18 or post-21.
Right.
To be
Right.
involved
Which
with
is a
the
whole nother
peers.
conversation.
Exactly.
And we can talk a little bit about that, even like you said, though, it's on the side. You were even saying Jimmy's, Robert, who we're going to bring out in a little bit, he has a job with Jimmy's.
Yeah.
And I think that that's another piece of our community that the businesses can really be involved with, and really, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And
And in conversations with Sherry McIntyre and Heather Noased at Stroudsburg High School, I was trying to rope Jimmy into helping us set a coffee shop up
right,
in one of his properties, but it didn't work. We didn't have the capital, or they didn't have the capital. But similar to Common Grounds,
That's right.
which they're doing at the high school,
that's right.
we wanted to set up an environment where these guys could own the show, and run it and manage it, and have adult counselors or advisors. And it didn't work this time, but hopefully at some point we'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
Because
it's all good.
Kids have nothing to do a lot of times. Like with RJ or Robert, he's home every day, and fortunately I'm there, but he's getting pretty sick of me, He tries
I think
to
with
put
our
up
parents,
with
the
me.
parents in general, the kids, right?
He does his best to put up
Robert,
with
come
me.
over here. Let's say now Robert doesn't have a mic for the viewers, so we are
Put over here,
going
stand in the
to
middle.
just. Robert is now he's wearing a soccer shirt today,
Yeah,
but he's our baseball player.
right, we're playing
Right?
ball tonight, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna be playing ball tonight, but baseball's the favorite.
Right.
So does he have a special position that he usually plays?
No, he likes the infield, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah. Well, a lot of the kids want the infield, 'cause
Yeah,
that's where
that's
the
where all the
glory
action is,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but we have,
This will be the first game tonight.
no,
right? Or
last
no?
week, we were able to squeeze one in
Good.
Because the original opener was canceled with weather.
Right.
And last Friday they got to play, which is awesome.
Right.
And we have a new shout out, if you don't mind, to Subway on North 9th Street,
Yeah.
right in Stroudsburg. They have picked up a tradition that another Subway franchise was unable to continue, where every game they provide sandwiches and cookies for the players.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, for baseball.
That's very
And
nice.
it's really cool. You know, once again, the
and
community.
then you get to eat afterwards too, so that's good.
Yeah, what do you like the cookies, right? Who doesn't?
That's right. That's what I usually. No, but that's wonderful. See, and those are the things that I think, if you don't have a chance to sit down and talk like this, that we don't always know that's out there. But I do hope that the viewers that are watching, if they know of families, if they know of people, or if they're, I often get, how can I volunteer? I want to do something, Rosemary. What can I help with? That this is an organization really looking for board members, looking for people to help build and grow it, come up with creative ideas.
Right.
And I think sometimes too, you know, you have the Mount Pocono area, maybe coming down onto, you know, the East Stroudsburg, and have maybe kind of 2 locations might be helpful too. So, you know, maybe there's people that can help in 2
Yep.
different segments if they build the board. So we're looking for great volunteers, we're
Right.
looking for great members, and you do a wonderful job, Bob.
Oh, thank you. And just one thing before you kick me out. Pocono Mountain East Little League has made it a point to provide us buddies every game. So they assign 2 teams every Friday night to come down with their coaches and be buddies to the players. So
that's
I
nice.
liken it to being their Secret Service.
Nice.
You know, they protect them. If a line drive comes, they've got to take the bullet, you know, and protect the kids from getting hurt. And for
Nice
the last
coaching,
3
kinda
years,
helping out.
yeah, and the coaches are there and people on the field to make sure everybody's safe. And you know, I have been working the press booth, but I think I'm going to pass it on because I've been accused of playing old music. And so we have
Get some
fun
more
with the
hip
kids. We
music.
play walk-up music for them and kind of make it a big thing, you know,
Right.
and it seems to be working.
Well, and you can relax a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
I'll just
and relax and do.
sit around and do nothing.
No. Well, you help in a different way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Bob, thank you so much. It's a great program, Challenger Sports. And again, the website,
ChallengerSportsPA.com.
look up that website if you need some more information, or you'd like to volunteer, or you'd like know somebody that would be interested in joining on.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. I
you.
appreciate you being here. RJ, Robert, thank you so much. I'm State Representative Rosemary Brown. Thank you for watching the Legislative Report. If you have any questions about this show or any other state-related matter, please feel free to contact the office.